What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Den. We are live. And it's Sunday, and it's time for those Sunday shenanigans. I hope you guys are doing all right. Just have to check in, time for time. Don't forget about my subscribers. Oh, by the way, I do appreciate each and every one of you guys that have subscribed to the channel recently in the last, I'll say 2-3 months. I haven't really did a shout out for all the new subscribers, but you guys know who you are. There's at least 15 of you guys that are new to the channel, so I appreciate it. And like I've been saying, man, if you're a content creator, those shorts really work. So I appreciate you guys. You guys need to come by the channel, tell everybody about the channel that you know if you like my content, because you guys know, if you don't know, well, if you're not up to 1,000 subscribers, they really don't push your content like they do other people. So once you get 1,000 subscribers, your feeds and your content actually get a extra boost. So until you get to 1,000 subscribers, make sure you share the videos. Make sure you let people know who I am and what we do here. You guys know I do some social commentary. I do news. We do anthropology of the community, and we just all around got all kind of things going. I am just trying to find my way here on YouTube, and you guys know that I do all kind of stuff. I'm the balanced guy. I'm the regular guy. I'm the everyday guy, and I do different things and do different videos. This is not a channel that has been niched down yet, so I do some outside videos, some things, because you got to get outside. Make sure you guys, if you're on this internet thing and if you are a content creator, no matter what the space you're on, you want to make sure that you actually go outside and stop getting stuck in all this digital landscape. So yeah, I do go outside. We do maintenance things. We got videos on how to and tutorials. We do all of that stuff. So you guys know what I do. I do like news. I do like conspiracy stuff, and so I just wanted to catch up with you guys for a little small Sunday night live stream. So that's what we're doing now. I'm trying to find. Got all kind of stuff going on in the news. Actually, trying to tell people that they need to get ready. You need to have stores prep, because stockpiling on meds for radiological catastrophe. So they're already letting people know little bit by little bit. You guys need to prepare, because you don't know what's going to happen. And they could know more than what we know. They are wanting people to stockpile. They're wanting you to stockpile stuff, because of course, if something does happen, if you do have radioactive fallout, then you want to have some kind of food and necessities that are not tainted by the outside. So you guys take that stuff with a grain of salt if you want to, but we know we're not done. We know what's going on out there. Make sure everything is going on all right. I'm finna check my feed real quick, make sure everything's going good on that end. Make sure you guys, if you come through the live stream, and if you see me up here, make sure you get in the chat and say hello. At least say hello to people, everybody that's coming through, so they can see you. Make sure, yeah, I got that off. So yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Get that off of me real quick. Yeah. So hope everything is doing all right. This is Sunday night shenanigans, because I did hear some news about them kind of low key saying that the C-19 virus was leaked from a lab, and it wasn't natural. So we all kind of thought that, but we really weren't in the position to really speak our mind, because every time you spoke your mind about what was going on with the C-19, you were like banished to the gulag and to the shadow realm, and you really didn't know if you were going to be able to return or not. So they are finally admitting that what we kind of already knew. If you are a conspiracy theorist, we kind of already knew what was going on there. So it wasn't a big deal. I'm going to share this video too. Got to share. You got to do the hard work yourself. If you're on YouTube, if you're on YouTube, you got to make sure that you're doing this stuff yourself until you get to a certain point. So don't shy away from that work. Don't shy away from having to do your own stuff. Don't get burnt out either, because it's real easy to get burnt out. Make sure you guys keep a steady pace. And what I've actually learned from doing this, from the position I started in doing YouTube, that you got to do the content. You got to create the content. You have to create the content on your own terms. You have to create the content and get into a space that where you're comfortable at, so you don't get burnt out. So you're not just doing doing this content creation thing and getting to a spot to where you don't want to do it because it turns into an everyday job. Now, if that is your goal to make this another stream of income, and it's your goal to just do that, then do that. But if you're just on here and you're just trying to find your way, like I am, don't get burnt out. Um, don't get burnt out at all. Do your thing. Find your own rhythm, and do the thing like you want to do it. All right, got that going. Got that shared. And what else I know, because this is just a live Sunday night catch up with you guys. What something else I need to tell you guys, if you are upcoming and you're just trying to find your way out here, make sure you get around people. Find your groups, go whatever website you want to go to, whatever social media you go to, and find your groups of people, like-minded people that actually have something going on, actually have something more than just trying to gain something from you. But make sure there are people that are more aware than you, smarter than you, in that time, to kind of boost yourself up. Get around people that are like-minded. Get in groups to where you can kind of share your content, let them look at your content so they can help you out. And you'll never know. You got people out there making thumbnails, cheap thumbnails for you. They got people like editors out there in different groups that you can find if you're not into editing, or you don't know how, or you just don't have the time. So, but you will never find that place. You will never be able to get in those positions unless you look out and branch out, get out of your comfort zone and actually do that. And I'm like that. I'm a lone kind of guy. I'm a loner kind of guy. I kind of do my thing. I don't really like to ask for handouts because I can figure this stuff out myself. I'm not tech illiterate, so I know how to do this stuff. But sometimes you got to break that and you got to go against the grain, no matter how uncomfortable that feels. And you kind of reach out and put yourself in positions that you really wouldn't put in, because you never know. You might find that person, you might find that group or that thing that kind of tells you something you don't know and kind of catapult you into the position that you want to be in. So make sure that you do that, but at the same time, like I was saying before, get into that healthy position to where your limitations. You're not getting burnt out and stressed out, because the way the world's set up right now, the way things are going, and the way the world's been, way everybody's been positioned in the world, everything needs to come fast. And if it's not coming fast, people are usually dissatisfied with it, and they let go really easy. So what you want to do is step back. Don't be irrational. Be humble about where you are in the process. Have fun with it, because you don't want to not have fun. Once you stop having fun, you just don't want to do it anymore. And know your limitations in this, and then take it stride by stride. Now, I'm not saying that you just need to be lacking, like start, if you're a live streamer or a podcaster, or just an average creator, not to just say go take months in between content creating. But you guys need to find that healthy balance, whether it's once a week or twice a week. Stick to that. And I'm bad myself. I'm just a regular guy. Like I tell you all the time, I'm a regular guy. So I do find myself where I need to kind of push myself, like tonight, get on and like at least show my face to let you guys know what's going on. So I'm still here and to continue to get this content in rotation. So you guys get that natural rhythm. Stick to that natural rhythm. Do not break it. Continue to go, and I'll tell myself, I'll hold myself accountable, and I hope you guys hold me accountable too. If you see I'm not been on in a while, because life does get you. I understand life gets you, but you find time for the stuff that you want to find time for. So I'm a really believer in that. It's no thing to where, people say that stuff to you all the time. Well, I just don't have time for this, and I just don't have time for that. But yeah, you do. You got time because you sat here and watched 4 hours worth of movies when you got home, and you could have took at least half that time. You need to put it into your craft or got something else done. So make sure you guys do that. Make sure you guys keep that good rhythm. Make sure you guys continue to learn. And like I said, don't get around people that either act like they don't have anything to learn anymore or can't learn anything from you either, because I don't care who you are or how much you learn. You don't know everything. And you're in a fool's position to tell people that you do not need to learn anything, and you do not, and there is nothing for you to learn, because that's just crazy, and that's going to just further put you in a position of lack. So make sure you guys get that. Make sure you guys put yourself out there. That was number 2. Make sure you guys stay consistent, and that's number 1. And just learn and try new things. Don't be afraid to experiment, especially if you're a content creator. It's like a year or 2 old, maybe 3. poke around, find you some different stuff to talk about, because I know it gets hard. That's why most people do not want a niche, because they're kind of, if you're a creative, it kind of puts you in a position where it makes you feel in a position where you're in a box and you can't really create like you want to create. So that's where you have to find that balance as well. It's okay to put out a video that's something that you're passionate about or want to talk about. But if the people come to you for a certain thing and they like you for that certain thing, make sure you stick in that and do not deviate too much from that position of what they like. Now, that's what I try to use my live streams for. I try to use my live streams for the stuff that I really want to talk about, the stuff that that we can kind of don't get scared to get like down the rabbit hole and get pulled off in different directions, because we can always chop this stuff up and move it around. But my regular videos, my pre-records, I like to stick to certain things. So we're gonna find it. So it's no big deal, and make sure you guys support the people that you find interesting. Continue to support them and watch the people. Don't get drugged into. It's easy to get drugged into YouTube and then look at other people and say you should be in the position they are in, or you're looking down on yourself because you want to be in the position they in, and you don't realize that they put in 10, 11, 12 years on YouTube, and they've had the ups and downs and the learning curves that you haven't had. So don't do it. And most of the time, if you really take a step back and think about it, if you had that moment happens where you go viral, and then all of a sudden you got all the eyes on you, are you really ready to take that responsibility and not lose that momentum? Most people aren't. I don't want it. I'd rather take a slow, natural progression, learn, and then get people that really want to support me in here, because I don't want that fast viral thing where you get a bunch of people that really aren't even there to support you. They just waiting for the next viral moment, and when they don't get there, they flake on you. So we don't want that. We want real supporters around here in the den, and I salute everybody who's came through that are longtime supporters, and I will always salute and be thankful for the people who watch. Let me see what we got going on. And they put the tinfoil hat back on. We're gonna talk about it a little bit right here. They're already making way. They're already talking or trying to hint towards new pandemics. They're hinting towards new pandemics right in front of us. But most of us are just distracted by all kind of stuff. And you already know how they do. It's just like these train wrecks. You had that movie that came out a few weeks, or well, I'll say like maybe last year, about that train incident in a town, and then they had this toxic air event. And then what happens? A year later, we got train derailments and we got toxic air events. So I mean, that could, more than likely that might have been coincidence, but it's right there. Whether you think it's some of that Mothman stuff, or whether you believe it's it's really them kind of hinting towards the stuff that's happening. This is what I saw. One of the articles that I saw about a malignant flu that could be or soon evolve to affect humans. They're already letting you know. Said a mink farm in Spain is the site of concerning research regarding the spread of avian influenza, bird flu. I think that's an avian flu. I think it might be the bird flu. But researchers believe that bird flu was transmitted across minks in the farm, a troubling mammal to mammal spread. So yeah, I was right. That's what the avian flu is, the bird flu, the Spanish influenza. And if you already researched the Spanish influenza, you know how many people it killed. It was way bigger than the C-19. It was terrible. And that's usually what happens when you get these viruses that jump from animal to human, those novel viruses, because your body hasn't interacted with those viruses to be able to have to be able to stand and make their own antibodies. And that's usually why they're so deadly. But research believed that bird flu was transmitted across minks in a farm, a troubling mammal-to-mammal spread. The outbreak of the mink at the mink farm opened a new worry for health researchers. Last fall, a mink farm in Spain, H5N1 avian influenza likely spread across animals. The outbreak resulted in the death and culling, of an entire group of 50,000 minks. Why should you care? Because it might. Why should I care? I mean, it's crazy. Because it may have marked the first known case of mammal to mammal transmission of a deadly virus known as the bird flu, according to a new study. And that doesn't doesn't portend anything's good for humans. But bird flu has proven scary enough with the occasional spreads of bird to mammals of all sorts. But the study published in Eurosurveillance calls the latest devastation of mink sicknesses and deaths, especially concerning our findings, also indicate that an onward transmission of viruses to other minks may have taken place and affected the farm, the studies wrote. See, they're already telling you. They're telling you that these flus from this avian flu has spread to mammals, and they're low-key letting you know that if it's spreading from the minks, it's spreading for the mammals, that it could and possibly spread to other mammals. Humans are mammals. Humans are animals just like anything else, and it's a possibility that stuff can jump. Now, you heard earlier that I said the C19 virus. They're already telling you that was not a man-made, but a natural in nature occurring virus, and they're telling you that, and they're letting you know that this kind of stuff isn't going anywhere. So they're letting you know that, and with that is that you guys need to really pay attention what's going on. You know, a lot of us don't even like to pay attention. A lot of us just kind of let things happen, and if it's not something that's on gossip sites or gossip news, we really don't want to pay attention to it. But you guys really need to know and pay attention to what's going on in the world. You know, even if, we're not all in the position to where we can take care of our everything or prep everything. But if you're ahead, if you pay attention to the news, that could save your life. Paying attention to what's going on, the subtle hints and cues of what they're talking about could actually be the difference between life and death for you, your family, or being able to get ahead of it and avoid it. It could be let's say, I don't want to read that signals. It said the racist alarm that human could be next. The outbreak signals very real potential. University of Sydney research tells CBC News it could have deadly consequences. An infectious disease specialist tells CBC News this is an infection that has pandemic potential, and I don't know if people recognize how big of a deal this is. They don't really pay attention until it hits them, and then everybody's wondering what happened or how it happened, and then bam, you're right there. But this goes to show you right here the article that I talked about them telling you this. They keep posting this, and this is how I knew this is something that I wasn't going to talk about this when I first seen it. I was like, why? We all already know, but they keep sending this to me, and they keep sending other things like this to me, and I keep seeing it. So I said I might as well talk about it. World Health Organization recommends stockpiling meds for radiological catastrophe. The World Health Organization updated list of critical medicines to put the focus on radiological and nuclear emergency. The World Health Organization says governments need to have treatments available for citizens exposed to radiation. So they're either telling you that something is going to happen, or this is a prerequisite to all out war, all out violence. New formulas developed last decade have prompted the update guidelines for the World Health Organization. I'm not going to read this, but I'll go to the bottom. Governments need to make treatments available for those in need fast. It is essential for governments that governments are prepared, protect the health of populations, and respond immediately to emergencies. This includes having ready supplies, life-saving medicines to reduce the risk and treat injuries of radiation. Look, they're telling you right there, and people really not paying attention. You can't hardly not pay attention, because it's every day. It's something about Ukraine going on, and you can't really pay attention. But I don't really think people really pay attention to the grave, how grave the situation is. You know, I told you last live stream about how many the nuclear capabilities of all major countries, the United States, China, Russia, etc. And when one goes off, and all go off, God forbid, we're going to be in a horrible situation. And they're letting people know, they're trying to let people know that this is a real reality now. And that's up to people that's going to do it. I should be way more, way better at the way I've been doing, or I've been paying attention to what's going on, because I haven't always paid attention to that stuff either. But I always talk about self-reliance, self-sufficiency, making sure that you guys know what you're doing, making sure that you can feed yourself or feed your family if you need to hunt in a horrible situation. And the way money is moving now, the way that the economy is in a downturn, and I don't care what they tell you. I don't care if they continue to tell you that what's happening now isn't bad or isn't a recession. It is. So you guys, and I deal with it too, where things go up, products go up 60-70%, but only jobs are raising raises maybe 10%. So we're in a situation to where even if you got that raise, you're still hurting. Everybody that got these good jobs, especially right after COVID, and we're happy and that we're getting promotions, are now all of a sudden no longer in the position to where they feel like their job is a good job. Why? Because the money is worth less. Inflation is hit. The money is worth less. More money has been printed. Then your money takes a even quicker downturn. And now, eggs cost, $15 a box, or for 2 dozen, and all of the other stuff along with it goes up. And then, car interest rates go up and prices of those cars go up. And we're in a position to where it feels like we were not even at the spot we were, even in a worse spot before we got those raises, So I'm telling you guys, you need guys stay prepared. Make sure you know how to grow something. Make sure you learn, start slow, and if you don't want to go buy seeds, the easiest plant to start with if you want to start planting or growing is bell peppers. Why? Because bell peppers are big. You cut them open. You don't have to mess around with a bunch of goo. Get the seeds out, hold the seeds, dry them out, replant them. You shouldn't have to buy as many bell peppers and stuff like that, because you got seeds readily available. That's the one to start with. If you want to start with that, start with that. Strawberries are a little harder to grow. Apples and stuff like that are harder to grow, but cucumbers, bell peppers, stuff like that, apples, potatoes, start like that, and then advance. Let me see. I don't think I have nothing over there to talk about. There's so much stuff to talk about. The shenanigans, let's go back to staying positive. Make sure you guys continue to stay positive in what you're doing. Make sure you don't get in get yourself in position to where you are completely drugged down by all the negativity, because it's a lot of negativity there. It's a lot of negativity that's around you, and it's around you, and it's all surrounding you all the time. And it seems like you can't get away with it, but you can honestly avoid and get away from having so much negativity around you. Stay positive. I know in this we're in the hustle culture world, where they're telling you to, forever be always hustling and forever be always in the positive. But I know we're humans. I'm human. We get to the point where we get beat up. We get to the point to where we feel like we can't go any further. Where life is getting you down, and everything is happening to you, and everything is happening around you that's happening, and nothing is happening in your favor. And I get like that, and I'm telling you, that's why it's good to have people that can pull you up. There's people that can shake you when you need to get shook, because it's so easy to get in these positions to where you'll get down, and that negativity will compound. And when it compounds, and it gets expounded onto the rest of everything that's going on around you. Because you guys remember, especially if you're a man and if you're about your business and you're about your purpose and you're taking care of your family and you're doing everything you can do as a man, and the world gets you down and the world beats you up, and then you come home, and then no matter if you feel like those people, those little ones that you have, and that wife that you have aren't really affected, or they aren't really paying attention to you like sometimes you believe they are, that they are. They're paying attention to you. The energy that you give to them gets put onto them, and then it turns their day, it turns their evening, if it's in the evening to bad, it drags them down, and if it's in the morning, they can feel you, and it makes their day even that much harder. So we are, no matter what they tell you, I know a lot of times men don't really get the recognition. Good men don't get the recognition they deserve. They don't get the the pats on the back. They don't get the admiration, or they don't get the just overall thanks. A lot of times it's a thankless position that we have sometimes, but we are needed. We are valued, especially by the ones that are closest to you, and they need you to be the rock as much as you could be. Now, I'm not saying that you need to be completely devoid of emotion. I'm not saying that. We are humans, and that's something, especially in the community, that we need to get around and stop believing that men aren't supposed to have these emotions. No, it's a difference between being emotional and having emotions. We're not supposed to be completely ruled by our emotions and get emotional, but we are supposed to have emotions. We need to learn how to deal with those emotions and need not be put in a position to where we are looked upon as being weak human beings, weak individuals by having those emotions. Now we need to learn how to be a part of being a man is learning how to get past that without destroying everything around you, without destroying our loved ones, without destroying our families. Yes. But there's nothing wrong with us having those emotions, and we need to have them, and we need to be able to use that and utilize those emotions the most effective way, in the most effective way we can. So I'll tell you that, because having that good energy, having that good support system, having those people around you, you need to keep those people as healthy in mind, body, and spirit as you can, because those are the same people that help you. You know, so that's the part of having. I'll talk about marriage right here. That's a part of why I believe 50% of marriages do not work now, because both sides, both individuals that come together in a marriage is thinking about the well-being of themselves. And I'm not saying you're not supposed to take care of yourself, but think about it like this. You have two people, and those two people have kids. If you're at the point to where you have kids, how is it that the love, the care, and attention goes around like it needs to go around when everybody's thinking about themselves as an individual? When you're thinking about yourselves as an individual, everything begins to look like you're not getting and receiving the love that in the care and the respect that you need. But if you only turn that around and you're completely putting your energy into your spouse like they need it, and they're completely putting the energy into you like you need it, you will never be not cared for. And then you'll be able to spread that love and put your kids under that umbrella, and you and your wife under that umbrella, and they'll be able to spread the love out like they need to spread it out. But we will never be able to get to the place that we will want to get to when all of us are just looking at each other, that ourselves, wondering why we're not getting the things that we need. And I stand firm on that, and I stand on that. If men do your part and the women do their part to their spouse, and know that they are both covered, they will be fine. But that's a part of the selfishness that needs to be let go before you even decide to get into a long-term relationship or a marriage. You cannot be selfish. You cannot have that selfishness that you have as a human being. That innate selfishness needs to die before you get in that marriage. Otherwise, it's going to be a sinking ship. And I know it's hard, because a lot of the time in the space that we are in America, a lot of the time women want to be happy all the time. They look at TV and they look at the things around them, and it's telling them that they need to be in this perpetual state of happiness. And when they're in this perpetual state of happiness, or thinking about this perpetual state of happiness, anytime they feel like they're not happy, then that's a failure on the other part, on their significant other's part. And that's just not how it should be. You shouldn't look at it like that, because yes, You should be, because happy is a great emotion. You need to be happy. Happy is much better than being sad, but that is not the way, or that is not the purpose of your marriage. That it shouldn't be surrounded by being happy, because happy is an emotions. Emotions are up and down, up and down. You're never going to be happy completely. You're never going to be satisfied completely all the time. Things happen. Emotional things happen. You get upset. Life hits you, and you're looking at life like you should have did something different. Then you're looking at your spouse like they are the reason. They might be a reason why you're not in the position that you're in. That's what emotions do to you. Emotions cloud you. That's why you don't need to be led by emotions. You know, but you will. But you can succumb that, and people will do better when they stop being so selfish. Selfish. You come into the world as a selfish individual because you have to be selfish in order to survive. But you get into a relationship, you get into a marriage because you didn't want to completely be in that selfish state, that state to where you want to be battling the world all the time by yourself. That's why you get into there, so somebody can have your back. You get into that relationship that will lead into marriage because you know that person will have your back. And I know it's not for everybody, especially in a day and time like this where popular culture has influenced and look like we're on a continual rate of influence more than the sane people, more than the people that are here that can help, but they're telling you, and they continue to feed these nonsensical things into people, and when the outcomes do not meet what they want, we are put into a position to where we are today. 50% divorces, people not liking each other, pump and dump culture, women doing the thing that they're doing, men doing the thing that they're doing, and here we are. But that's why people should stand up. People that have done the thing, people that have went through the battles, people that have the longevity, people that have the keys or the tools that could help other people in the relationship and in the world period. No matter if it's what it is, relationship, job, growing a garden, doing the things like I said, like that. It could be any of that. If you're in a position to where you can help, and you're in a position to where you can show people what you do and have fun doing it, why not do it? Why not do it? Why sit here on that information? Because a lot of us have purposes outside of ourselves, and that's what we don't really pay attention to, because it is so much of a selfish world. It is so much of a selfish way of thinking about everything, and like in the media continues to put that in people to be selfish, to continue to do the things you want to do, because life only revolves around you, and you are the person that should only matter, right? You're the person that should only matter, and you will continue to be the only person that matter. Why? Because if you're the only person that matters, we can sell you happiness. We can sell you, clothes, because clothes temporarily make you happy. Who doesn't like a brand new crisp pair of Timbs or Jordans, or a brand new crisp pair of dress shoes? We all like it, right? And if we're continuing to think about ourselves, or we continue to do everything for ourselves, we continue to be those people that are driven by those things that temporarily make us happy. That's why when you hear men talk about why women are singled out, why are they looked at by media in the way they are, why are they latched on to, why are they feeding them all of this stuff, why are they pandering to them? Because they know women are more easily influenced in that manner. And that's the emotional aspect. They know that the emotional aspect is a strong foundation in a woman. That is what women, regardless if you want to hear it or not, that's what women are here to do. That's their superpower. Their nurturer. They will give more than men will, because men are more practical. Now, I'm not saying it's not men that will be irrational or impractical and do those things, because they are, but women are more. They have more in them that will make them susceptible to being more emotional, to giving money. That's why a lot of the churches, they will give services to women the way women want to hear them, because women will be more susceptible to giving money and giving things. So if a news outlet, if a clothes designer sees that, if anybody sees that, and they do, because these are marketing geniuses, they know about marketing, they know about sales, they know what that makes women tingle, they know what makes women happy, and what makes women happy will make them spend more money, and they know this. That's why we were continuing to battle with that, and they do that, and they will continue to do that, and it takes people to kind of pull themselves back out of that and really to look at what's going on, to really realize that these people don't really care about us. They just want more of our dollars. That's why they have been able to say more and do more, because they know they will have long time people that will be there to give them watch time, to be there to make sure they pour into their media outlet and give them more advertising sales dollars. We all know how this goes. If you're in YouTube and you don't know about AdSense and revenue and everything like that, take a back seat and kind of realize what's going on even in YouTube. And it's the same thing. That's why other people are really able to do things that we and different other people aren't, because they know that those ad dollars make a difference. And and it's cool. I understand it. That's a part of being in a country that is capitalist. It's a part of wanting to make that money, and I get it. You got to make the money. You got to survive, but it has to be a time to where we got to really think about the human psyche. What does that stuff do to the human psyche? What is that stuff doing to our groups? What is this stuff doing to us as people? And that's where the balance comes in. That's why I'm a balanced person, because I believe that balance should always be there. Thanos wasn't wrong. Thanos was right. And you really think about it, the balance in the universe and the balance as a whole is paramount. If without balance, civilizations crumble. Without balance, relationships fall. Without balance, raising children becomes a thing that is very hard to do. Without balance, not saying that there aren't good kids that come out of single parent households, but look, the statistics tell you that most of them don't. And that's because of the lack of balance. It's not about the man. It's not about the woman. It's a lack of balance, because both sexes bring something that the other one does not bring. And that balance is paramount to a healthy child's development. Whether you guys believe me or not, you look it up yourselves and you see it. It's about balance. This world is about balance, and there needs to be voices that are balanced to be able to kind of help this stuff move past where we're at now. It's not always about left. It's not always about right. Everybody can learn from somebody, even in any aspect, in any field, because that's where the balance comes from. And when you have anything that is out of that balance, you begin to see it happen. And no matter how much it makes us feel good, if we're on the side that feels like it's winning because of the imbalance, the balance or that teeter or that seesaw will eventually fall. It happens to everybody in all things that are not balanced. One minute you feel like you're up, and the next minute you will be down, no matter how much you see it. And it's addictive to not be able to have that the power and the success from that irregular imbalance. But I'm telling you, it will crumble and it will fall. And if you pay attention to money, if you pay attention to finance, if you pay attention to the economy, what do you guys think this is going on now? It's a complete and utter imbalance in what we are dealing with right now. The money is imbalanced. You got the payments are imbalanced. Everything is imbalanced. How many of you guys filed your taxes already? How many of you guys paid attention to what's going on with the IRS? How many of you guys had delayed taxes this year? How many of you guys had to verify because something is going wrong and you've been doing or filing income tax for over a decade, right? Most of us that are working that are in my age range have been having income taxes filed every year for the last 15 years, right? All of a sudden now, what's happening? Everybody's getting either audited or something like that's going on. And if you pay attention, it's because I believe, this is just me, disclaimer, I believe it's because of the imbalance. There's not enough money to go around, so they have to take time, wait for more money to circulate, pass out checks. Wait a little bit longer, wait for money to circulate, pass out checks. That's what's going on right now. We're at the debt ceiling. And that's because it's an imbalance on how money is given out. Are you guys seeing or picking up what I'm putting down, right? You guys picking up what I'm putting down. It's about the balance. It's why my name is EBM, extraordinarily balanced man, because I like to be as balanced as I can. I like to be the devil's advocate. I like to be the voice of people of reason around here because you need it. We all need it. It's not always about what I want. So I try to even prove myself wrong. If I have a different viewpoint or way of thinking, a thought pattern, I try to think about it the way the other person would think about it. And if they have some points, I'll take the points out that they have that I see that they have and agree. It's not always about the winning thing, and we get so stuck on winning. We get so stuck on winning that everything else doesn't matter, right? And when we get stuck in the pattern of wanting to win all the time and not thinking about the reality of the situation and what we're talking about, nobody wins. Nobody wins. How long was I on today? How long was I on? About 43. We could stay a little longer. I could stay a little longer. Got 2 people watching in here. I appreciate the people that are watching in here. I'm going to go ahead and appreciate you guys that's been in here watching. I thank you. You watching in the clouds. I hadn't seen any comments right here, so I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys in here. And let me see. Hey, I appreciate you guys watching for whoever's watching. If you're one of the new people watching the channel, I appreciate it. This is Live in the Den with Aaron EBM. I appreciate you being here. This is a channel that is different. This is a place to where, I say crazy things on some of my live streams, some of my pre-records, but that's just me. I'm not going to change myself for anybody, and I hope you would change for me. Just want to make sure that I tell you thank you for watching. I want to always tell you that I appreciate you for being able to sit through a live stream and hear me vent and hear me talk about some of these things. And if you guys ever want to get in this live stream or down in the comments, or if you guys want to do any of that, just let me know. And then sometimes, I haven't done it yet because I'm not a quote unquote panel person. I'm not a panelist type person. So I try to leave that to the professional panelists. But, sometimes we can. I will, if you guys get in there or send me some emails or get in the comments and let me know you guys want to do some kind of little panel, I might do it. We could talk about all kind of stuff. Whether what we see in the world, or we can talk about anything. Cologne, you guys know, you guys need to stay as fresh as you can. I have been collecting colognes since say maybe a year or 2 now. So I like the cologne. I like the cologne things, and we could talk about some of these different colognes that we see, and if other people have purchased some of these colognes, whether it's cologne they should buy or take the risk on it or not. So let me see. I think I want to buy a bottle of Creed. I want to buy a bottle of Creed cologne. I want to buy a bottle of Creed cologne, right? I want to buy a bottle of Creed cologne, but then I looked, and $460 or $470 bottle of cologne, and that's just a 3.3 ounce bottle of cologne. That's a lot of money for a cologne. If I'm, if you're a regular guy like me, I'm a regular guy. I'm not gonna get on here on YouTube and act like I'm making $500,000 like the rest of everybody. I'm a regular guy. So when I make a purchase like this, it's gotta be worth it. It's gotta be one of those things to where I'm not gonna feel cheated by having this bottle of cologne, And I don't mind spending, a good amount of money on some stuff that is worth it, So you know, if we can get her and talk about some of that stuff, that's cool. It doesn't matter. We'll be all good. Yeah. So I ain't gonna hold you too much longer. I just wanted to let you guys know to get in here. If you're a newer content creator, keep creating, keep recording, keep making your videos. You know, if you're new to the channel, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Continue to watch my stuff. I'm always open to critiques, and I'm always open to ideas to make videos on. I never too big, never want to be too big. That has always been my motto, to always be a person that regular people, average people, people not so average can get around and talk and not feel like that you're in a position to where you can't relate to me or anybody around me. So you guys continue to hustle, continue to be the people that you are. Don't change who you are for other people. That's another big thing. Never change who you are. Continue to be who you are. Continue to be you, because nobody else can be you. And 90% of the time, people will come to you and gravitate to you and your channels because of you and who you are. When you start being other people, people can sense that. When you start being like other people and copying other people, people can sense that. They don't want to see that. They want to see you. And I'm going to continue to be me. And you guys make sure you stay good, stay safe in this new work week. Get through the next week. Get this money. Make good choices. Having some investments. Continue to spread as much positivity as you can. Until next time, everybody, I am out. Make sure you spread the love, spread the channel, let people know who I am. Until next time, peace.